The average American gets around 5,000 steps a day, which is below the recommended 8 to 10,000. This is really sad. So the other day, I attempted to get a week's worth of the average American step count, which is 35,000 steps, all in one day. I'm also gonna rate each method I use to get my steps in, because why not? And by the way, the day I filmed this video was like 2 months ago. Yeah, that's my bad. So I woke up like I normally would on any other day. And the first thing I decided to do was to go for a nice run. It was like around 7 a.m. when I decided to go for this. Honestly, the run wasn't that bad. The weather wasn't as shitty as it is now. I only went for like a little over a mile. It was just something quick, something to get the morning started, and just so I can start off the day strong. By this point, I got like 2,000 steps in, and it was like 30 minutes into the day, so it was pretty good. I give running like a solid 7 out of 10. It's a good way to get your steps in a short amount of time. It's just the overall impact of the exercise could be pretty bad for some people, and on top of that, it's tiring, man. It gets tiring. After going for a nice run, I had work like directly after. I'm a personal trainer, so I just took a couple of clients here and there. Something I did to get more steps in was pacing while working. This literally just meant like walking around my clients as much as possible. Yeah, it was a little weird, I'm not gonna lie to you. My clients gave me some weird looks, and they were definitely questioning if I was on something that day. And I was on a mission to get 35,000 steps. By the end of it all, I finished off with 7,257 steps, which is pretty good, given that it wasn't even noon at this time yet.
I'm scared now because I haven't hit 10,000 steps yet. I'm at 7,000, which is okay. I'm going at an okay pace. I should definitely be getting more steps in though.
But if you think about it, it's really not that good, because I have like 35,000 steps to get in, and I was only at 7,000, and it was approaching noon. But like on a normal day, this would have been crazy, you know? I give pacing while working like a 5 out of 10. It really just depends on your line of work. I feel like some jobs, it's completely valid. Like I said, being a personal trainer, maybe being like a teacher is fine. Maybe being like an assistant would be fine. A barista would be chill. But if you work like remote, you'd probably have to get like a walking pad. And then if you don't work remote and you work at an office job where you physically have to be sitting all day, that's a challenge, and I don't think you could really be doing this. So that's why I give it a 5 out of 10, just because it really depends on your line of work. After this, I had to run some errands, or in this case, walk some errands. Some things that I did that helped get my step count up, like in the grocery store, I parked farther. That helps you get a couple more steps in. On top of that, when you're navigating the grocery store, I like to just like weave in and out of every single aisle, take the longest way to get to the register. I think it's a pretty good technique. I don't even know how to describe this. I would say getting steps in while running errands, or making life a slight inconvenience. I would give it a solid 6 out of 10. I think it's pretty effective, unless you're really bad at time management. Like, you can't be doing this shit if you know you have other things and other priorities throughout the day. But for the most part, I mean, it's good. Like, you don't even like think about it. Just don't think about it, and it won't be that big of a change, because it's really not. Unless, like I said, you're bad at time management. By the time I got home, I was at 8,095 steps, which is actually pretty sad. Like, I only really got like 1,000 extra steps. But you know what? It could have been worse. After that, I started cooking some food because it was lunchtime and I was hungry. I made some like chicken thighs and sweet potatoes, I think. It was a good lunch, I'll say that. But walking while cooking, I gave it a 6 out of 10 as well. It's pretty much the same as making your life a slight inconvenience. The only issue with walking while cooking is you're kind of in a confined space. It's really just dependent on how big your house is, but it's extremely boring. By the time I finished up cooking, I was up to 10,236 steps, which is really good. Except for the fact that I think around this time it was like 2 or 3 p.m. which was not ideal because I didn't have that much time left, you know? But whatever. Anyways, after eating, I went for a nice digestive walk. I went to the gym and I just existed on a treadmill for like a few hours, which was really interesting. I'm gonna be honest, that shit was boring. In an ideal world, I would walk outside after a meal, but it was raining that day, the weather was bad, and I didn't want to do that. So I just decided to go to the gym and go for a walk. Walking after a meal is gonna be a 10 out of 10. Always walk after a meal. You know, let your body digest food. Apparently it's really good for your digestion, your blood sugar, stuff like that, you know? Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, it was pretty insane. I literally doubled my step count by just being on that treadmill for like 2 hours. But after walking, I decided to go play some pickleball. Looking back at this now though, I probably should not have done this. This shit was probably the stupidest thing I could have done, just because pickleball is a skill-based exercise. And by this point, I was already burnt out. Obviously, I walked a lot of steps. I'm at fucking 20,000 steps. It was just not like the best timing wise. Like looking back at it now, I probably should have done this in the morning. Overall, it was a really good, productive, and fun time. I had some decent shots. I had some clips here and there, but I'm not the best. And you know, the fact that I was already kind of tired it really showed in my performance. I think I won like 1 game. What I'm trying to say is I'm ass. But anyways, I give pickleball and sports in general like a solid 8 out of 10. I think depending on the sport, it could go up or down. I'd say tennis, pickleball, basketball, they really bring the step count higher. But then if you're doing something like bowling,
you died. You suck at this game.
yeah, like what the fuck are you doing? That's like you're sitting down and then you take like a few steps just so you can sit back down like a minute later. So yeah, overall, great way to get your steps in.
I just finished up 2.5 hours of pickleball. I am a little tired now. What's crazy is I've only got 5,000 extra steps from all of that pickleball, so
pretty good. But by this point, it was also like 8 p.m.-ish. So that means I had a few more hours before I had to go to sleep. And I needed 10 more thousand steps, which is kind of insane to think about. So after this, I just decided to go for another walk. I went on the treadmill again. Oh, and I don't know if I needed to say this, but just like choosing to walk in general, that's always gonna be a 10 out of 10. A regular walk is literally just the act of getting your steps in. So yeah, go for a walk, guys. Go for walks. They're always good for you. There's so many reasons why you should go for a walk. There's no excuse not to. So go get your steps in and go for a walk. This was probably the worst part of the day though, because during this walking session, it was like really hot in the gym. I was overstimulated at this point. In my eyes, I had fucking like 2 days worth of steps in already, man. So I was already like tired of shit. So I didn't want to do this anymore. But I walked anyways. Eventually I got 30,408 steps by the end of this walking session. So I just needed 5,000 more to go. So after getting tired of the gym, I just went home and then I just wanted to shoot myself. I was just tired, man. And the fact that I needed like 5,000 more steps was really like, it was killing me on the inside. I sucked it up and I just went outside. Spent the last like hour just being outside and walking and running and jogging in the cold. I remember this specifically. It was freezing. I was freezing my ass off, but I needed to do this shit. And so I did.
10:26 p.m. Look at that. Oh my god.
But yeah, that was my experience. This is just a public service announcement. Get your steps in, guys. It's not that hard. Bye.